Craig, I think perhaps the most overused, at least in my experience in the last number of years, word in business today might be resilience, right? It's used to describe just about everything, like the fact that I got up this morning is demonstrating some form of resilience. But let's take it back. Let's take that back to baseline. First of all, what is it? And number one, is this something you're born with, or can it be learned?
No, absolutely. And certainly during the pandemic, the global pandemic, I mean, resilience, it has been building for a very long time. We need resilient organizations, resilient leaders, more resilience. And then when COVID came along, it just went to it was on every single channel. Your questions, can it be learned? Really powerful. Are you born with it, or are you not? And I've delivered lots of sessions over the last several years on this. There's overwhelming scientific evidence that shows this is a learnable skill, just like everything else. Now, one important point, we each have a set point. We're dealt a hand when we come into the world. And they found the same finding within the happiness research as an example. So each of us has a certain set point. Absolutely. So a baseline, if you will. Then there's tremendous delta around that. So just like resilience, we need to practice. If we want to be a long distance runner, we don't do that by staying home. We put on our running shoes, we get on our Pelotons and our treadmills and start running, and we push ourselves. So that's the critical part in terms of resiliency. Now, to answer your first question, which is foundational. So what is it? What are we talking about? Because so many people can refer to it in different ways. For me, my favorite definition comes from the Center for Creative Leadership. And what they did is differentiate pressure and stress. So pressure represents the extent of the demands that our external environment places on us. So pressure is the extent of the demands that our external environment places on us. Stress is my internal belief about my ability to deal with those demands. And I find, and the feedback I receive, it's just such a brilliant way to understand resiliency. And what's critical is, what I love about this distinction is, pressure is external. You talked about external and internal, right? Pressure comes from the outside. Stress comes from the inside. It's my judgment. And so this explains beautifully why two people in the same situation can have an entirely different stress response, or, building on what you shared, exhibit a different level of resilience. Because if I feel that I'm adequately resourced to deal with the pressures I'm under, congratulations, I'm going to meet those challenges and perhaps thrive in the face of them. Versus if I feel overwhelmed, I'm under-resourced, well, now I'm going to exhibit less resilience because I don't have the confidence in myself. And so this is a really powerful differentiator.